I've been absolutely obsessed with ultra-wide photography for a little while now. Seeing all the buzz about Jeff Bridges bringing this Widelux camera out. It's the camera that the lens kind of pans from left to right and it captures this really wide field of view. And Jeff Bridges photographs inspired me for so many years. I've seen those books in person a few times and I don't actually own them, but I'm going to be pre-ordering the ones that the editions he's re-releasing. But anyway, so a few months back I wanted to sort of recreate that super wide look using a modern digital camera, because I've been using the LUMIX S9 for a little while now. There's an Xpan mode in it, but obviously it's only as wide as the lens you're using unless you move really far back, but I love that incredibly wide field of view. And so it was a great delight. I found this lens right here. It's a TT Artisan 14mm 2.8 lens, and it is incredibly wide. And I've gotten some really nice shots with this. So the ones I'm showing you on screen right now are from my trip to Copenhagen last month. And unfortunately, when I was there, as I was changing lenses, I literally dropped the whole camera. My heart stopped for a second because it was everything I had with me, and it was all fairly new stuff. I did actually completely smashed the lens, which was a real shame. But right now in the UK it is Prime Day, and even outside of Prime Day this isn't an expensive lens. I believe in the UK it's like £200 brand new, but it's on sale on Prime Day as well if you catch this around then for £167. I just love that incredibly wide field of view. I've always really enjoyed these sort of wide, very panoramic shots, both for landscapes and things like that, but in street photography as well. I really appreciate that width and that sort of depth of detail that you get in incredibly wide shots. One of the things that genuinely surprised me about this, I got it as a cheap lens. I actually bought my original copy of it secondhand, and it was even under £100, so definitely worth looking on the used market too. But for even brand new £167 at the moment, I've been so impressed with the results. It's great in low light, being f2.8, and you can do longer exposures too for wide stuff if you need to. But it is incredibly sharp. I love these pictures I took at Noma, best restaurant in the world, in their greenhouse, which is reopening this year as well. Very exciting stuff. But yeah, so fantastic lens recommendation. If you can get it on a Prime Day sale, great. But otherwise, yeah, I've been really getting into wide photography, and I think I'm going to be experimenting with that a lot more. It's just a shame there's no way to post it. That kind of really supports wide photography in a kind of full screen manner. It'd be interesting to see if there's anywhere that really kind of does that format justice. It's very difficult on Instagram. You sort of got to do those carousels where you slide left and right to get the full width of it and then post something tiny that people see on a phone screen. And look, to be fair, a phone screen isn't the best way to do this sort of stuff. I think one of the things like doing really wide photography as well always inspires me to do is to think about what would look good in a print. There's something about those ultra wide Xpan ratio stuff that really sort of this ratio right here, although I will, that's asking me what my lens was. It's this super wide ratio right here where it's a sliver across the middle of the screen, and it's just so satisfying. And I love seeing prints of this sort of stuff, especially when they're printed really big and exploring every little detail. It's also one of those incredible cases for not just using an aperture wide open, not just going straight to 2.8, but sliding the aperture ring all the way to, f16 as it is on this one, to get as much in focus as you possibly can, and not necessarily f16 the whole time. Depends on the lens, depends on the situation, obviously. But I always find it so satisfying exploring these incredibly deep focus images and finding all the little details in them. I think it's going to be my goal over the next few months. I've got some really exciting travel happening, some really fun places that I'm either going back to or haven't been to before, and I want to really try and find some beautiful kind of, I don't want to say iconic because that'd be bigging myself up a bit too much, but I really want to find some kind of like beautiful image that I can capture to get printed really, really big and hang somewhere pride of place as well. well. I want something that I can stare at for absolutely hours and notice new details that might not have even seen through the viewfinder when I shot it, or through the screen on the back with the LUMIX S9. So that's definitely something I'm going to be exploring. Anyway, I thought I'd share that because look, yeah, these are on sale. Not sponsored, by the way. These are on sale, and I've been enjoying this wide photography so much. And Jeff Bridges is re-releasing his books as well. Jeff Bridges Photographs 1 and 2, which is so exciting. I'm really sad that they aren't available for pre-order for people outside of the US. It doesn't allow you to order outside of the USA, so I'm hoping that those become available in this part of the world too. I think I'm going to try and do some more on this kind of format of photography, maybe when I find myself in one of those cool locations I mentioned. But until then, thanks so much for watching. Catch you soon. Love you. Bye.